And we're talking about how to not taking things personally when someone's attacking you. Any communication with loved ones, family, etc., strangers. I'm teaching the strategy to a student. So again, you are the wise person, and you already know their behavior and patterns, right? Wow, you know, you ever watch true crime or like series with detectives and they talking? Detectives always calm, right? And the ding dong that's sitting underneath the light is angry. They nervous. They're sweating. They doing the stuff that you already know what they did because you're the viewer watching the show, but you know who the killer is and who isn't, and you can watching the detective figuring this out, putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and then the suspect is all sweating. Oh, I didn't do it. You just watch all sorts of behavior, facial, the tumbling of the thumbs, sweating and stuff like that, and you like. But then you're always amazed at the detective how calm they are. The detective presents what they have found. They're looking for a reaction. They got the reaction, and then a detective's like, "Oh, okay. Well, if that's your story, stick to it."
Yeah.
Right? You'll be out in 10 years. When I walk out of here, there's no deal. You obviously know the game. You did what you did. We know what you did. You saying you didn't? Okay, well, 10 years. Jim, I walk out this door. You keep on knocking on the glass. Have a nice day. So that's you. You are the viewer on the outside, and you're also the detective. You're dealing with the fool that is being a fool. So why would you match the level of a fool? Now, it's a rare thing, right, in true crime that you see the detective get all angry, too, because he not getting what he want.
Yeah.
Because it's but the only time the detective do that is because when they take it personal. Like SVU, Special Victims Unit, it touches a nerve in the detective's, heart, and they know they can't get the killer off the streets. Which when the only time detectives like put hands on the suspect, and things go south, and you're like, that's not really professional. But you can tell, like, oh yeah, because a child was involved or a victim was involved, and the detective got too close to this, which they're trained not to. Okay, but that's you though. You get the story. That's you. You play this game, and the key here in Buddhism is right speech, in the Noble Eightfold Path. It's called right speech. You can look that up on Google, right speech in Buddhism, okay? And there's four elements. Okay.
4 elements.
Okay. So is it true? Is it beneficial?
Truth, beneficial.
Correct? And timing.
And timing.
Mm-hmm. And timing. Obviously, if I want to date somebody, I'm not going, like, I need to choose my time wisely. You know how when boys or girls trying to get with each other, they like time it just right to ask her out for prom, time it just right, and be like, hi, and then like, when they're not busy and they have private time, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna catch her when she walking alone. I'd be like, I'm just wondering if you wanted to go to prom with me, and sound all awkward and like don't know what the hell you're doing because you probably don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, timing. So every conversation has an element of timing. Okay, women tend to just pull men aside at night when they're trying to rest and go to sleep for work the next day and just bring up shit that the man is just like, what?
Yeah.
And that's why people snap at night. And it's like the last emotion you go to bed with, typically determine the first emotion you wake up with. Okay?
I want to go to sleep angry then.
Right. You want to, okay. So,
I'm with you.
true, right, beneficial. And when you're doing this with him, ask yourself, is it beneficial for both? If I use this word that I know is going to piss him off, is it beneficial for him? And is it also beneficial for me? Because if it ain't beneficial for him, it ain't going to be beneficial for me. And I have a goal here that I'm trying to affect, which is I need him to take care of little Johnny or whatever, or I need him to do something. And how do I get this individual to do something? That's where power resides. That's where, well, there are manipulation necessary because they're so ignorant that you have to kind of like move things around a little bit to just do this because they can't think. So think for them. And what they're looking for is sweet words. And if it's necessary, true, and beneficial for everyone involved and there's no war and no one's getting hurt, then do it. deploy the damn methods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Same thing like you walking in here and I'm the receptionist. I got 2 routes we can go. You walking up the stairs like you did. You tired. You got to walk 20 steps up them damn stairs and you're like, I'm out of breath already. And I'm the receptionist, right? Before you go see G Dow, right? I can be like, can I help you? With this face.
Right.
Or I can say, good afternoon. In what ways can I be of assistance to you? She laughing, y'all.
Alright.
Okay, so you see the 2 difference, right? I'm giving you an example, right?
But it had been times where somebody might did that first one, then I'd have been like,
Yeah, you would have been like,
did you have a problem?
right, all right.
But you shouldn't take it personal anyway. Shouldn't move you in the first place because they might be going through whatever they're going through. They ain't got nothing to do with you.
I couldn't tell you. Now, the key here is, which I learned about myself. Even this year when I needed things done, I mean, I work high priority cases in immigration. I had high priority cases in law and medicine. Mm-hmm. And there were times I'm working with doctors and I'm not getting the answers that I need for this to move. And let me tell you the secret to the mind that you have and I have and most people have. Just take 5 seconds and don't respond. And it did wonders. I had a doctor and I'm like, doctor, I'm guiding you to this page to write this for this patient. Mm-hmm. The patient's probably going to die. I need you to write these necessary words for this to move the way that it needs to move for everyone. So acceptable for all parties. I'm not doing that. He had a bad day. Probably had a whole bad week. His wife probably kicked him out of the house. Type stuff. Mm-hmm. But I didn't. And in my mind, I have my own desire to get things done. So when we don't get what we want, we get angry. Mm-hmm. That's second noble truth in Buddhism. You'll learn it later. You don't have to write it down. Mm-hmm. So I decided not to respond and just stand there as he told me no. And I was willing to accept the no. I'm starting the process of accepting the no in milliseconds. And let my presence speak for itself. Mm-hmm. Let your presence be the lawyer. Mm-hmm. Let the silence be your lawyer. Because you want to advocate. And I just didn't want to just debate with him based upon the nature and tone of his voice. And within 5 seconds, literally five seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he felt the awkwardness of the silence. And said, all right, give it to me. I'll do it one last time. Girl. Because I was about there are modalities that I could take forcefully by law, which is gonna be awkward for everybody involved. Mm-hmm. Same thing with lawyers. When lawyers don't do what they got to do, or I see that they're being lazy and not advocating, I'm going to be like, counsel, let me remind you what the Bar Association says for rules for lawyers. Mm-hmm. That you need to provide effective assistance. And if you don't, that is a valid complaint, which is the effective assistance from counsel. Mm-hmm. Now, we got 2 routes to go. We're going to go the easy route, without complaints, or would you like a record of complaint, whether or not it is substantiated? You see where I can go with it? Mm-hmm. It didn't have to go there. Nobody wants to go there. All right? So, but again, what I discovered was, in my short life on this earth, just give it 5 seconds. And let your presence speak on the phone. Let the silence. People don't do well with silence. That's the secret. They don't do well with silence. This doctor felt the heat. What? I was emanating heat in that room. It hot up in here. He felt that heat. And within 5 seconds, I had compliance. Right, I had compliance. Compliance. That's the key here I want you to get out of. Is to get, because they're like a little kid. You're dealing with somebody in their 50s and they acting like a little kid. Well, how do we get the little kid to be compliant? Likewise, the little child, when you talk to them, yelling don't work. A lot of things don't work. When parents change the way how they talk to kids, and they're kind of like, listen, it makes me feel a certain way when